there was one story I remember from this document. That some people were fasting. Some of Buddha's co-enlightenment seekers, they were fasting a lot. And then they noticed Buddha wasn't fasting anymore. And they said, how come you're not fasting? And so he told them, I became enlightened, so you should refer to me as the Tathagata now. So basically he's telling them, look, I discovered the big secret. I became enlightened. And so I discovered my original mind. So according to Ramchandra, actually he received various revelations or various communications from passed away saints and sages, which he published in a book. That he said, don't publish this till after I die. So he died in 1983, and they published his book. And so his particular method of meditation, which includes a pranahuti, which is transmission of prana, which is experiencing the energy of God, and people who can serve as mediators to transmit that energy. So they are said to have this yogic ability of transmitting prana. So this was, according to Ramchandra, the original method of Buddha. And so this kind of meditation is basically each practiced in a God-centered fashion by Ramchandra anyway. And when I joined Unification Church, because I was familiar with this, and Ramchandra said he was trying to lead all of his followers to the Divine Personality who was alive on the earth today. And so people would ask him, who is that guy? And so he would say, well, the best thing is you should pray about it and just reach the highest level that your thought brings you about yourself, and maybe God will tell you. And some people directly asked him, and he said, none of your business. And, but other than that, he never told anybody in his lifetime who this Divine Personality is. But when I was 18, after 1 year of college, then I went to the Unification Church workshop. Actually, the first one during, short one, and then at the end of my 1 year, I went to the 7-day, and Father was there. And so I was there for 2 weeks, but initially nobody said Father's the Messiah. So I thought if he is, they would have said so already. But I felt the energy of Ramchandra's spirit world pushing me toward Father as the higher level teacher. And Ramchandra had said it's the duty of any good teacher to push their student to a higher teacher. So I initially accepted Father as the Divine Personality that Ramchandra was trying to tell people about. And then somebody mentioned that he's the Messiah, and so I said, oh, is that so? Okay, great. Yeah, of course. Why didn't you say so already? So anyway, this is my connection to Hinduism and Buddhism was through this path of teachers who were mobilized by God. And Ramchandra, for example, the angel Gabriel appeared to him and said, God has ordered you to expand your mission to the world level. And at which point he came to America and, did a world tour and a year before I got there. So I have to say that I'm the beneficiary of these great teachers. And that I then practiced loyally as best I could what they taught. And, of course, became, Unification Church member. And anyway, this is these different aspects, like a bodhisattva. In other words, this is the bodhicitta is the mind of the bodhisattva, and the bodhisattva is the person who reached nirvana but remains behind, working for the enlightenment of all mankind. And so then the Sambhogakaya is the body of that unselfish saint who is living for the enlightenment of everybody and all things. And so anyway, these have a very deep meaning. And there's also the vast, unselfish, and good traditions of Buddhism being practiced in the world today. So this kind of summarizes that, and this said love, life, lineage, and conscience. And so this nirvana, thatness, the compassion, the compassionate heart. There's actually the Heart Sutra, and so there's a big focus in Buddhism on having the pure heart and compassion, and so anyway, that's can be spoken about by Buddhists for a long time. So now this is this next thing I'm going to read because it's directly. This is really reaching out to Buddhists from one of Father's 1950s talks, and that are in the set books that are translated. So it says, have you ever asked your minds where their original homeland is? Try and see. History has progressed and cultures have advanced. External environments have evolved and advanced to a certain degree according to culture or human intelligence. However, the world of the heart has remained unchanged. This world of the heart does not experience revolutions or progress. It is inherently eternal and unchanging. When you have a certain sense of purpose and set a clear goal, you will run limitlessly. When the needle of a compass is lined up to the north and south poles, there is no way to turn it unless you apply a force stronger than the force pulling the needle to the poles. Likewise, the world of the conscience cannot be moved. The function of the mind, which cannot be moved, lies in the realm of ideology. When a clear sense of purpose is set for the mind, you can certainly cause an action that can pull every cell in every emotion. Then the problem is simple. No matter how great the function of the mind may be, it cannot be more effective than the level the person has reached. Do you understand? It cannot make a greater impact than the state the person has attained. Even though it stands in the position of a subject partner, it cannot be much more effective. Because the mind stands in the reciprocal position to control the body, it cannot function outside of the reciprocal relationship. God cannot shift the standard of the heart at whim. It can be moved only in harmony with the body. We have to control our body, put it in a certain situation, and align the orientation of the heart with the laws of the universe. God wants such laws of truth to be established. If a truth appears which can link the world together and join it with the principles of heaven, the conscience can expand outward without limits and be active. So that's from 1959, September 6th, We Who Are Walking a Life Course.